Alright, it's 6:15 right now. I got a nice warm cup of coffee in my hand, and we're gonna talk about the uncomfortable solution to procrastination. Are you ready? Let's get into it. The problem is you think you have time. You think you have time, but you don't. Not really. You don't have nearly as much time as you think you do. And nobody's going to tell you this. None of your friends, none of your family are going to come up to you and confront you about this, but you really don't have as much time as you think you do. I turned 25 yesterday. And when I was 20, I remember I had a good friend of mine who was just starting med school. And I remember he asked me, what am I doing with my time? What's my plan? And I told him that I was going to go down my own path. I was going to maybe start a business. And he said, cool, that's respectable. So years went by, and we'd often study and work together in the library. I would dabble around with various projects. I'd read some books and take some courses, and I'd keep myself busy, basically. Until one day, about a year ago, we were again in the same library with my friend. It was a cold winter night, and he asked me, so Sam, how's the business going? Are you ready to launch it soon? And for some reason, it was in that moment where I realized that I wasn't really taking it seriously. I wasn't all in. Sure, I had dabbled around with various projects, I had studied a lot of things, but I didn't really have anything to show, and I did not have anything to launch, that's for sure. And so that was a wake-up call for me, it really was. Really made me aware of how easy it is to kind of fool yourself into thinking that you're working on it, and how easy it is to waste your time. I'd like you to imagine each year of your life as like a page that you're writing in a book. In your early 20s, it really feels like you're just starting the first few chapters of the book, and you got an endless amount of pages in front of you. Yeah? But then one day, you kind of look down and you realize that you've written half the pages. Half the pages are complete. Time, it doesn't slow down. It speeds up, if anything. And you're already writing the next chapter of this book, whether you're ready for it or not. The book writes itself. If you don't write it, it's going to start writing itself. So my question for you is, what's the story that you're writing with your time? Is it a story that you're going to be proud of? Is it a story that you're going to be happy to read in the future? Or is it a story about you watching YouTube videos all day, scrolling TikTok, eating junk food? Look, I'm not saying you have to have everything figured out. Nobody has everything figured out. But don't use that as an excuse to avoid taking action and avoid taking risks and doing the hard work, working towards what you know you want. And if this makes you a little bit uncomfortable, this gives you a little bit of anxiety, that's not a bad thing. From my experience, what I've learned is that a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of stress can be the perfect wake-up call that pushes you into action. Comfort, if you're always in comfort, that breeds complacency. It breeds stagnation. Why would you move forward? There's no need. You're comfortable. Time is always moving. My question for you is, are you using it consciously or are you using it unconsciously? Are you wasting time on distractions, scrolling social media, worrying about things, living in this victim mindset? Oh, this happened to me. I am this way and I can't really do anything about it. I'm just the way I am. Or are you taking responsibility for your life? Are you acting intentionally in the world? Are you growing yourself? Are you developing yourself? It's not too late to choose the latter. But you gotta start now. You gotta stop procrastinating. Alright. That's all for this one. Cheers.